Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, number 673. We're going to talk about Slurruk and Alharu. I'm guessing here, folks. Okay, 6 mana Slurruk enters the battlefield with 5+1/+1 counters on it. When Slurruk or another creature you control dies, if it had a +1 counter on it, put a +1 counter on each creature you control that already has a counter on it. And it has partner. So, Alharu. Yeah, sure. Um, on curve, so this is 1 mana less than Slurruk. When it enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 other creatures. So whenever a non-token creature you control, the 1 counter on it dies, you get spirit tokens. So that way, the two of them together, you've got +1 counter synergy and making spirits that are probably going to get bigger because with counters. But at the end of the day, this is a Selesnya +1 counters deck. And that's what I was apparently so laser focused, I didn't put hardly any filler cards in here whatsoever. I'll show you those three first. Unbreakable Formation, just because, it's an amazing card. And then Ethereal Haze and a Fog. But that's it. That's it. I have one card draw spell, Rites Flourishing. I know it's not smart, but just super focused here. Ramp, I mean, like I said, it's green and white. That's kind of a thing we do. Sylvan Scrying, Elvish Mystic. The mana elves, the Farhaven elf, those actually do kind of double duty too because we need creatures to put counters on, right? And even so, Fertilid's of course the king of that particular. But we have Pristine Talisman, Farseek, Replicating Ring. There's a small snow sub-theme here for just a few cards, so I figured why not. Rampant Growth, Talisman of Unity, Roiling Regrowth, Selesnya Signet, Cluestone, Locket, a pair of diamonds, the Marble Diamond and the Moss Diamond, Wildfield Border Post, and of course that Soul Ring. Now, let's get into the actual deck. +1 counters. I have two categories here. I have creatures that deal with and then spells that deal with counters. First, we have Lathel. If you gain life this turn, you get that many 1/1 counters. Scrounging Bandar is an all-star. I am telling you, it is an all-star. Because the ability you can keep, you may move any number. You obviously want to keep 1 counter on the Bandar for it to stay alive. But by the way, I do not have a Vornklex in this deck. If you've got one and are building, run it because that's amazing. Vornklex or all the doubling season type cards. Those are amazing. Don't have those though. What I do have is Stag Beetle, okay? I know. Comes into play with X 1/1 counters where X is a number of other creatures in play. That is huge. I don't see enough people run Stag Beetle in +1 counter decks. Because a lot of +1 counter decks are go tall, not go wide. But this doesn't matter if it's you. If anybody's going wide, it's huge. The Boreal Outrider, of course, this is the, snow. If you cast a creature spell, if any of that mana was snow, it enters with a 1/1 counter on it. So that's kind of cool. Champion of Lambholt, solid card. Fangren Firstborn's another one that doesn't, get a lot of love. You put a 1/1 counter on each attacking creature when it attacks. So, I mean, that seems good, right? It's an attacking creature, so it starts off as a Juggernaut. It's 5/3 when it attacks the first time. We have, Ageless Entity. You gain life, you get that many counters. Phantom Nishoba. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines of text. That's normal now. Ivy Lane Denizen. Sunscorched Regent. Opponent casts a spell. We have several opponents in our format. And you gain 1 life, triggering the life gain things. Prowling Felidar. Avatar of the Resolute. Yeah, that's really, really good. This thing is pushed for this specific kind of deck. Although they weren't exactly designing cards for Commander and Dragons of Tarkir, but sure is good. Oran Reef Ooze. Sandstep Mastodon. Now, Conclave Mentor is outstanding. On a creature you control, it's that many +1. Tuskguard Captain, granting all your +1 countered creatures trample. That's sweet. Stump Squall Hydra. Of any commanders, we have 2 that both care about 1/1 counters, so that's pretty good. Hamza. Yeah, Hamza can get down to 2 mana and make all your stuff kind of cheap. Creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it. Kind of makes Hangerback look real nice. Patron of the Valiant. Keleth, because, there again, helping them commanders. Orzhov Advocist. I really like this. This is super political. Armorcraft Judge. And then the last creature is Avenger of Zendikar. Because, landfall +1 counter on a lot of plants. That's good. Now we got spells that deal with counters. Don't laugh at me, Shape of the Wittigo. That's right. 6 mana, 6 counters. Probably putting it on a commander. Getting there. We have Inspiring Roar, which probably should have been Basri's whatever, because it's the same card, but half the price. I'll be honest with you, didn't think about it till now. We've got Strength of the Pact, which is double that. Snakeskin Veil. Yeah. This is a I'm saving my creature card. Ancient Animus. If it's legendary, we have 2 commanders, and there's quite a few legends that you saw in there. Lifecrafter's Gift. And then put a 1/1 counter on each creature. Yeah. We have Blessing of the Frost. Yeah. Soul's Might. Just plain, simple Soul's Might. Gleam of Authority. I really, really like Gleam of Authority. It gets +1/+1 for each counter on other creatures you control. So this counts those counters. Not just how many creatures you have with counters. How many total +1 counters you got on the board. Now, our removal, I said I like the removal creatures. You know what I'm talking about. Rex Sage, Acidic Slime, and Ambush Viper. Because Ambush Viper is pretty much the green Doomblade. You wait till they attack. They think you don't have a blocker. Bam, flash, death touch. See ya. It's a Doomblade. Disenchant, Beast Within, and Consulate Crackdown. Because, it's like the Super O-Ring. Yeah, we'll exile them all. For all of y'all. And that leads us to our non-basic lands. Now, obviously, we're going to have that Karn's Bastion to do some proliferate action. I probably could have used a little more proliferate action, to be honest with you. Command Tower. Crozen Verge. Greypelt Refuge. Desert of the Indomitable. Evolving Wilds. Selesnya Sanctuary. Vivid Grove. Selesnya Guildgate. Arctic Tree Line. Blossoming Sands, Opal Palace, Terramorphic Expanse, and the Rupture Spire. And that is it for 673. I don't have solid all snowlands, but I do have, enough snowlands to where to get there. Probably need plant tokens for this deck. I think that was the only token I can quite remember. we're going to go over here and put 673 onto the wall. Coming right along. I do appreciate it. Y'all let me know what you think. But right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.